59%.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, you're 13 years old.
Yes.
Um, now my youngest is 14. He likes to rap. He doesn't gig, and I would never say you should try it for the voice. How did your parents say at 13 you should do this?
Well, I think it was more me. I always, I mean, my dad has been helping me throughout this whole music experience because I've been gigging
Mm.
since I was 10, or 9, and I just kind of from there, I've always been a musical kid. I started with violin and throughout there. So I've always also always watched the show. So this was like a really big goal of mine to get on. And my dad and I, when I auditioned, I was 12, but my dad was like, just do it so we can see what the experience will be like for next year when you are 13. And I was like, whatever. But then I was 12, and then I kept getting callbacks from when I was 12, and then I finally found out that I turned 13 the week I'm supposed to turn 13
Mm.
for the show. So even though I auditioned when I was 12, I became the right age for the coaches when it was time to come to filming in the contract. So I think it was more me. They've been super supportive, and my family has loved this show for such a long time now.
But
So
but why do it now versus when you're 16, 17 and older and a bit more experience and kind of know what you're getting into? Why is 13 a good time to do this?
because I think it's a good time to do this because I know who I am, and I don't really think it's more about the age of of experience. I've been doing this for a long time, and it's more about knowing who you are as an artist because that's what the voice loves, is people knowing who you are and knowing that you are a certain type of artist. And I've known this at a very young age, and I've always wanted to be 13 on the show. I always wanted to be the youngest because I thought that was really cool, and it gives you a little bit of a cool advantage as well. Um, Not necessarily, but it's just cool to be like, yeah, I'm 13, and I love those faces on people. Um,
It's
but
it's got
yeah,
to
it doesn't really matter.
it's got to be a surreal experience to be as young as you are. I mean, you really
Yeah,
have only been singing in public for a couple of years to be on a stage like you were on for the blinds, and then to see everything and experience it, and then you got people turning for you, and there's lights and there's an audience, and it's got to be crazy for a 13-year-old to be doing up there.
yeah. I mean, I like talk to my mom all the time. I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I did this when I was a little bit older. But I'm super grateful for being like 13, especially because like that's the youngest you can be. So
Mm.
I just think that's really cool, and I resonate towards doing something challenging for me and doing something hard. So that's what I like being 13 because I think it's impressive. And yes, it's a lot of mental stuff that you have to go through,
Right.
but you're gonna learn it anyways in future, and might as well learn it now because if this is something that I want to do,
Mm.
I'm gonna have to learn it eventually, and it's just special to learn it now, especially with a safe place like The Voice.
No, you're on Team Nile, right?
Yes.
Okay. What is he like on in person when the cameras are off? What's he like?
He's just a really chill guy. I mean, Niall's like he's super cool. Like you could just talk to him. Like he's just a normal person. I mean, I think coming into this experience, I was like, okay, I know they're normal people, but they're famous. And I was like, oh my, and I would like fangirl over like all all
Hmm.
the four coaches. But now getting to know them, it's just I kind of just feel safe around them. Like they're just another singing person because you always feel comfortable with another singing fella, and because they're like this person does the same thing as me, so that's kind of what I felt with Niall. And he's just been really chill. I can joke with him, and
Yeah.
it's just and he understands my jokes, and I just find every single thing of that is just really special.
When you found you were going to be on the show, was he kind of the one you were going to choose if he turned?
So I originally wanted Gwen because she is a powerful woman.
Mm.
She's just been here for like a long time. She knows what she's doing on the show. She knows who she is as a person, and I think that's really cool, especially me being young. Because I would like to find myself, even though I know who I am. She would help bring that out. but I also love Niall because he's a singer-songwriter, and that's something that I do as well, so singing and songwriting is just super special.
So
And his music I listen to all the time, so I was just
right.
like, "Oh, geez." So Gwen was, like, my top, and then I had, like, Niall, and then once I got on there, I was like, "I just gotta go with Niall," and that's pretty much and I am, like, super grateful that I went with that choice and went with that pick.
Where do you want to go from here career-wise?
Where I wanna go from here is just, getting more fans to listen to my music. I would obviously love that big ideal Taylor Swift person, but that's not realistic as well.
Mhm,
So it would just be more as more fans and more people getting to know my music.
mhm,
And if they're able to connect with me or connect with who I am or the song that I've written, that's something that's special. And if it makes their day or helps them get through the
mhm.
day at the end of it all, that's just something that I would be internally grateful for because I know I go for music to help me get through the day. And if I'm one of the music choices that they go to, that's just super special.
Now have you been able to live a normal life since this show came on, or is it all different now?
I've been homeschooled since last year, 6th grade, like after 6th grade. So I guess I haven't really
Yeah,
been living a normal life, in sense of going to school and stuff.
right.
But other than I mean, it's not a normal life, but I'm super grateful for it, and I would not go back and change anything. And I guess it really hasn't been different until, like, I left school. Like, once I left school, it's all kinda changed for me. But but I've always been super musical, and a lot of people know that about me,
Yeah.
so that's just something that I do a lot, and that's just what people know me as, and so I guess it's not a normal life, but it's nothing too cuckoo yet.
Yeah, well, it sounds as though you have a good support staff at home, and you have a great coach in Niall. So we look forward to seeing what's going to be happening with you on the show. Been great talking to you, Julia.
Yeah, thank you, it was great talking to you too.
Thank you. Have a good day.